Hey everyone, I'm looking forward to actually diving into the math this week. Um, so what we're going to open with is just looking at some patterns. This is going to build into a more formal idea in Algebra 1, but just to start, I'm going to give some terms here. I'm going to call this figure 1. I'm going to call this figure 2, and as you probably guessed, I'm going to call this figure 3. So I've given you the first 3 figures in a pattern. I'm concerned with how many squares there are. And so if you count this out, you're going to see that there's 5 squares. If you count this one out, you're going to see that there's 2 more. So there's a total of 7. And if you check this one out, you're going to see that there's 2 more for a total of 9. So based on this pattern, if I had to guess, I'd say figure 4 is going to do the same thing, but it's going to have an extra block on the top and an extra block on the bottom. And if you count all of this out, you're going to see that there's 11 squares. My guess is that if I go to figure 5, that there's going to be 13, because I'm seeing this pattern, it's going up by 2 squares each time. And so if you want to see that, I'll even draw it out, and then you can count it yourself. So my squares are getting sloppier and sloppier. All right, but if we count it all out, sure enough, there's 13 squares in there. All right. And if I said, well, what if we went out to figure 10? How many would there be? Well, in this case, I don't really want to draw all the way out there. You are more than welcome to if you want to. But I'm just going to say, if we go out to figure 10, there's going to be figure 6, figure 7, 8, 9, and 10. If I keep this pattern going, I'm betting that there's going to be 15 in this one, 17, 19, 21, and then 23. So just by keeping that pattern going, I can figure out what's going to be in figure 10. Not so bad down here, but if I say, what about figure 50? Well, that's going to be a real pain if I have to write it all out. And so I'm betting that somewhere in here, there's a strategy to figure out how many squares are in any figure, even if it's in the thousands, millions, whatever it may be. And so part of your task today is going to be looking at some patterns, seeing if you can identify the constant change, and then trying to figure out how many squares are in a figure, starting with 5, then with 10, and then some random number that's way far out that would be really annoying to have to count all the way to. So you're going to see that if you can problem solve and find a faster strategy. If you have any questions, definitely use the Google Meet link that I'll be posting in this assignment. I'll be available after school. Obviously, I'll see you in person. So any work that you do, I'm going to try to provide feedback. Whenever I do so, I'll definitely give you a heads up. With that said, I really look forward to seeing you in person this week, and good luck with the problem set.